pleased to welcome you inside the Powassan Sportsplex for episode 5 of the Afterburner. I'm your host, Kortney Kenney, taking you through the wild and crazy world that is NOJHL hockey. We are coming to you a week later than normal, but that's because the Voodoos didn't have a home game until Thursday, and our release date is normally Wednesdays. It's probably cameraman Mike who came up with that. I don't know. I'm just going to shift the blame to someone not named me. But anyways, the Powassan Voodoos did host a family free skate after getting their official team photo taken. We got a chance to mingle with the players. We got to see myself and cameraman Mike on skates, and believe me, it's a little bit of a scary thing. So, without further ado, let's take you into the family fun skate.
All right, this is Chris Dawson, the general manager of the Powassan Voodoos. I'm here with Christian Cicigoi for a very special presentation. Cheech has been under the weather, but one of the best things about Cheech is he's been one of the best goalies in the history of the Voodoos franchise. 2 hard years, some big wins. 16-year-old in the playoffs was great for us last season. Been great this year. So I'd like to present you with this. Christian Cicigoi, the all-time goaltender wins leader in the history of the Powassan Voodoos. Don't hurt his head. Don't hurt his sinus.
Yeah,
What do you think, Cheech?
It's a really special feeling, you know. I couldn't thank anyone else except my teammates. You know, they've been with me through thick and thin, so I just wanted to thanks to them. Coming in as a 16-year-old, it's tough, but everyone that's helped me, from coaches to build families, all that, it's just been a really easy transition, so I just want to thanks to all of them.
Pleased to be joined by Powassan Voodoos forward Matt Hardwick, who's fresh off a stint with the North Bay Battalion. I mean, we talked after your first game with the battalion, but then you went on the road trip. Was it everything you ever hoped for?
Yeah, honestly, it was great. Honestly, it's just what I've been dreaming of since I got drafted. Just making the roster, playing my first OHL game. I was lucky enough to play 4 more after my first one, so it's pretty fun though. It was a cool experience going on the road with them. So it was something that I brought back to here and just helps with my confidence.
For sure, and of course on top of that, you picked up an assist as well. So you officially have a point in the OHL. What does that feel like?
It was great, honestly. Got the puck after the game, so that made me feel pretty cool. It was a special feeling, honestly, but it was a cool feeling, I guess.
Switching focus to Powassan, you guys are heading to the playoffs, and you're wrapping up your first season with the team. Just take us through how the season's been for you, OHL aside.
It's been a ride. It's been real fun. The guys are great. We just love having fun. Everything like just stuff like this, just giving back to the city of Dawson. It's been fun. It's been ups and downs, but overall, it was a good season, and it was a great first year, so I'm just looking forward to playoff years.
All right, so speaking of, again, you said you're looking forward to the playoffs. What are you looking for from the team come playoff time?
Just hard work, grit, looking to get through this first round here, and hopefully make it to the end here and maybe see a double Hewitt.
That would be especially sweet for the fans of Powassan. But you touched on it briefly, but events like this, just talk about what that means to the Voodoos organization in the town of Powassan.
Oh, it's great. Just gives us a chance to get back to the city of Powassan and just help out the kids, I guess, and just have fun with them and just have a good time.
All right, thanks, Matt. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much.
I'm pleased to be joined by the goaltending coach of the Powassan Voodoos, Pat. And Pat, Cicigoi getting the big award here tonight for being most winningest goaltender in Voodoos history. What's it like?
Oh, I mean, I think, you can't say enough good things about Christian Cicigoi. Great kid on and off the ice. I think you see his work ethic every day in practice. He gives 110% all the time. And I don't think there's a more deserving individual on this team for an award like that. So really happy for him, and hopefully he keeps it up to the playoffs.
Now you have two studs in net, being Joe Verbetic and Cicigoi. What's it like really trying to teach both those guys?
Honestly, I think a lot of the time it's just staying out of their way, right? They're two incredibly talented goalies. They both have a great technical background. They both know what they're doing in the net, so I just try to complement a little bit what they do. I try not to get too technical. I'm more of just a resource for them to bounce ideas off of. When I see something maybe not going as well for them, I lend a helping hand, try to help them out a little bit, but otherwise it's really just helping them maintain what they already have and try to get them up to that next level.
Speaking of next level, there is the playoffs coming up, of course, and Cheech has been through it, but Joe might not have been through it yet at this level. So really, how do you prepare a guy? I mean, you talk about bouncing ideas off him, or if they really need the help. How do you prepare a guy mentally and physically for the rigors of hopefully a long playoff run?
Right. So yeah, you hear a lot of times people talk about experience in the playoffs is huge. For a guy like Joe, if he's the one who's going to be playing games, I think it really just comes down to having him understand that he just needs to do what he usually does in a regular season game. Although it's a playoff game, he doesn't have that junior level experience, so it's just going to be a matter of him doing the things that makes him successful, not changing anything just because it's a playoff game, right? Same size net, same size puck, so same game. He just needs to keep doing the same things that he does in a regular season that have made him successful so far.
All right, so being a goaltending coach as well, not necessarily with the Voodoos, but all around, I mean, how tough is it? Because goaltending is a big mental game, right? So you talk about it as being the same size net, same size puck,
yeah. But
realistically, I know because when I was a kid, I wanted to be a goalie. Mom said, hey, you lose the game, it's all on you, basically.
Yeah.
So really, how do you bounce back from stuff like that?
Well, like you said, it's a good point. It's tough, right? It's the only position where your mistakes get put up on the board, right? So every time puck goes in, yeah, there's 5 other guys that the puck has to go through, but at the end of the day, everybody looks at the goalie, right? So you have to be mentally tough. I think we have 2 guys this year, and Christian and Joe, that are both really mentally tough goaltenders. They were mentally tough when they got here, so it's been a lot of fun to try to help them to get a little better at that, even though they've already got a great base. I think the biggest thing is just mental cues, right? That puck goes in, a lot of times you'll see both our guys will take a sip of water, spit that water out, right? A little bit of a reset, right? So every time you do let up a goal, because goals are inevitable in the game of hockey, so every time that does happen, it's just a matter of taking a sip of water, maybe tapping the post, going for a skate, just trying to relieve that stress of the mistake that's happened, understand why the mistake happened, try to move on from it, and then that next shot is the most important.
Being part of the coaching staff, of course, the Voodoos, it's essential to be a part of the community. And events like this that have just wrapped up, big time in the community as well. So just what's it like for the town of Powassan and for you as a coach to put on these free skates and really interact with the kids in the community?
Yeah, like you said, I think it's really important, right? We wouldn't have a successful team without the support of the community. Obviously, being in the arena here, fans every game. So I think it's imperative that community and hockey team become one. Like you said, for tonight, good example, right? A lot of kids out here interacting with the guys, getting to know the guys a little better. I think that goes a long way, both for the fans and for the players, right? When you get that sense of community, everybody coming together, you can kind of strive towards the same goal. So I don't think you can say enough about really engaging the community and helping them know that the team of Powassan is really their team, and they can make of it what they want by really supporting it. So I think we've seen that all year. Great support from everybody here.
Great support indeed, and always great to learn some goaltending wisdom as well for us who are not really that great between the pipes, but you heard it here on the Afterburner. Wasn't that fun watching us try our best to skate? Yeah, I guess we're not really Canadian, but hey, you know what? We got out on the ice with the Voodoos, and that's always a fun time, so we thank the organization for putting on that free event on Tuesday of last week. Now we take you into the game against the French River Rapids, who seem to be a bit of a mainstay on this program. We've had a lot of games against the Rapids lately, and these 2 points were crucial for the Voodoos because they were 2 points behind the Timmins Rock, and if they didn't pass the Timmins Rock, they would have to play a Survivor Series against the Cochrane Crunch before the playoffs began. But because the Voodoos picked up 2 points, We'll now see the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners in the first round of the playoffs, and we'll take you into the highlights of the Voodoos' victory over the Rapids.
Now picked up by French River. Berg gives a little hit on Rochefort. Dayou's going to pick it up. Powassan, so right in front, they score! Right out in front. And French River draws first blood. Good head of steam here by Rico Rossi. Rossi, that's a go! Good hard, low shot. And the Voodoos are on the scoreboard.
Great individual effort by Rossi as you see him gain speed through the neutral zone. He backs the defenseman off, a left-handed shot, creeps in, and he goes far side against the French River netminder. That was a highlight reel goal.
Now here goes Smith. Smith loses his glove. Right under front shot. Oh! They're counting that as a goal. That was definitely went in. Nice play by French River. Here comes Voodoos. Voodoos, that's a shot. Scores! Went off the defenseman's stick a little bit there, but good shot.
Beautiful release point from Voodoos. As he crow hops into the goal, he kind of looks off and then decides he wants to shoot.
Rico Rossi dumps it in. Haas is going to pick it up for French River. Right out in front. Win it, shot, goal! Joe win it! Puts the Voodoos ahead 3-2. Got the goal! There it is! That's the one they were looking for right there. Make it 4-2. Back to point, shot. Right on their front. Oh. There it is. You can see that coming. Voodoos with it. Voodoos up to Scott. Scott ahead to Hurd. Hurd going in, lets the shot go. Guard! Oh, baby! What a shot! Holy God! What a beautiful shot there by Kate Hurd. Karloff, let's go on the net. Trying to catch it. That's in the net. No goal. He waved it off. I think he waved it off. I don't think French River realized he waved the goal off. They're having a little conference here at center ice. That's it, but I gotta give French River a lot of praise here tonight. They played a really good hockey game. Only had 12 skaters and 2 goalies. I'm telling you, they played a really good hockey game.
Again, the Voodoos picking up a huge 2 points against the French River Rapids, and which means that they now know who they'll be playing in the playoffs, and that's the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners, who finished one position ahead of them in the standings at second. The Voodoos finishing at third in the East to finish the season, so it's going to be a very tight series. You're not going to want to miss any of the action, and hopefully we'll know the dates soon, so that way we can continue to bring you the access to the Powassan Voodoos that you want to see. And of course, we want to thank the team for allowing us the access during the regular season here at the Sportsplex and on the road when we went down to Noelville to take in that Rapids Voodoos game. Also, another thing you might have noticed, Jordan is not in this video again. We really don't know where he's gone. We're thinking of maybe putting out a missing person search for him, but I'm sure he'll turn up somewhere. So if you've seen Jordan, direct him towards this YouTube video, please, and thank you. A big thank you to cameraman Mike, and again, I already mentioned it, but a big thank you to the Voodoos. This has been episode 5 of the Afterburner.